Not too sure if this rant is a cause of the lockdown that we're in, or even maybe the Jack Daniels talking, but over the last 2 to 3 years in the fitness industry, I have noticed a few things that quite frankly grate my balls, okay? No other way of putting it. Why? Quite simply because of the innocent people that I see falling for it. So number one is a PT that regurgitates something that they've read or heard in a self-help book or a seminar, now thinking that in their deluded little minds, seeing themselves as an experienced practitioner in the field of coaching, life coaching, especially when their actual intention and motive is for them to just get more likes and engagements on their social media posts. They then self-anoint themselves as social media influencers. Better still, public figures. Seriously, get your head out of your ass, okay? Until you've actually studied psychology, cognitive behavioral therapy, neuro-linguistic programming, etc. You've been accredited, qualified. Stay in your own lane, you fake-ass bitches. Okay, number two, you have to also love the PTs that believe. They have to put on this persona of being talkative, being motivational, trying to show the world how passionate they are. When in real life, they have about as much passion and as talkative as a lobotomized rock. The trained monkey, as I call it, standing in front of the client, counting out each rep loud, with the occasional good and push, while at the same time checking their phones, probably social media, to see if they have any more likes on the post that they put out, or looking around to see who their next client could be, or even checking out a rather tight, nothing left to the imagination pair of yoga pants walking on past. The last point I may or may not have been guilty of, just putting it out there. The third is then the PT that uses or has used performance-enhancing drugs to get themselves into shape, but then claim it's all natural, giving the clients this false sense of hope, just so they can get paid. If they are honest and tell people that's how they've achieved their results and the client wants to continue working with them, then there is no issue, because honesty is the key to the relationship. Now, it's actually quite shocking how eating obsessions or even eating disorders are more rife in the personal training industry than anything else. Fourth are the PTs that are taking money off clients when they're not really applying the same advice or principles in their own diets or their own life, or maybe not in the best of shapes themselves, or the type that goes out drinking on the weekends, walking around the gym on Mondays trying to nurse their hangover with their clients, slurping on their large can of energy drink all day long, maybe boring the clients to death talking about, yes, you've guessed it, themselves, setting an amazing example like the dicks that they are. Look, I'm not saying all PTs have to be ripped with a six-pack, but hearing PTs disguise their not-so-slim midsection with, I'm bulking, dude, is the biggest pile of grade A horse shit. Fifth are the PTs that jump on the mental health bandwagon on their social media posts to try and connect with potential clients. Now, regardless of your colour, your age, your race, background, country of origin, religion, etc., we all share human needs and the human need for love, which is hard to get, so people settle for a connection, which, by the way, is the reason why social media is so popular. They get connected, they feel connected. It works effectively as the potential client thinks, oh, you get me. But if you need to periodically get sympathy votes, maybe you need to reevaluate your marketing strategies. You don't need people to feel sorry for you, for them to like you, okay? We all have a past. But to constantly bring up your story only keeps you connected to the past. How the fuck do you intend to move on if you're holding on to the past? You need to burn your sympathy violin. That's how. Now look, before you start thinking, this Shiraz is a prize prick, how dare he? What the fuck does he know? Let me say, the challenges you have made you the person that you are today. Had they not occurred, you probably might be a different person today. Okay? So include it in your story for people to check out if they want to. But there isn't, in my humble opinion, a need to throw up your story to everyone that you meet. Yes, I may not be perfect, and I may have pissed off a few PTs, some bruised egos, but I would rather slap you with the truth than kiss you with a lie. And hence my base of friends has grown smaller over the years. But the higher up I go in the levels of life, the more I actually enjoy winding the fuck out of people.